Hey, my gorgeous friends, it's your friend Kevin here with today's Divine Daily Blast. And is it ever a doozy? Enough from me. Let's get right to the cards and the energy that I've been feeling. Probably for the last couple of hours since I started doing the research on this. I added up the numbers and we get a master number 22. Now that does reduce in numerology to a 4, which is in angel numbers, the angels are present. You have to have faith that we are with the divine and we're with the archangels, the guardian angels. They have surrounded us with that love and that protection. Now, I put the 4 down there for reference point, but it's very rare that we get a 22. The other master number in numerology and angel numerology is 11. And of course, you know, many of you know the 1111, the spiritual opening, the spiritual awakening, all of these elements that go with it. But I have spent a good little while sitting here this morning meditating, and there is an immense shifting going on that I am feeling. Now, I usually do feel what I would call spiritual breezes, like a breeze here and a breeze, but this is definitely the feeling of a shift into other realms popping in. My point being, as I shuffled the new cards for angel activation and divine masters this week to see who's going to pay attention or who's going to be guiding us into the new calendar year, the Lemurians popped up. Now, initially, I made the misstep of saying, well, they came in a couple of weeks ago. I don't know that we need to be hearing from them again. I put the card back in the deck and shuffled again. And the Lemurians came out a second time. Now, I don't insult spirit or the realms by saying, oh, I'm just going to put this back in again, or I'm going to discard it completely. I look at this as a sign that no, we want to be heard. We want people to know who we are. I'll get to that in a little bit. Their clairvoyant activation. This is the shifting I'm talking about in me, in you, in all of us. A global shifting is occurring in mankind, and we are on the leading edge of it. I'll also go talk about this and how these two are most definitely related. This is the star beings, by the way, extraterrestrials, which is what led me to, whoa, this is quite something to listen to. Now, let's start with number 22. Because many of you may or may not be aware of the significance of the master number 22. It's a builder, literally a builder. It represents the ability to turn our grand, big, huge visions into spiritual dreams that turn into tangible reality. We have to get our languaging, our words, into focus, because that's where the power is. Beauty, manifestation, magic comes from inside. That ability to communicate directly with the spirit realms and put into action all the I am principles, or the I am going to do it principles, or the I'm already doing it principle. This is already happening. This is already shifting. We're already lifting. We're already moving. And we've been talking about this over and over and over. It is a long process of small incremental movements into forward being. The core symbolic meaning of this master number is about discipline, focus, practical skills to build something lasting that benefits humanity. So when we're doing our dreams and our wishes, as I've said this before, We must be looking at how this benefits us and how it impacts intentionally upon other people. What is it doing to benefit humanity? Many companies, case in point, my cosmetics company that I do business with is called Trixie Cosmetics. In Trixie Cosmetics, when I go create bloomers, she gives portion of the proceeds to the Bee Conservancy, a non-profit organization dedicated to protecting bees, safeguarding the environment, and securing food justice through education, research, habitat creation, and advocacy. I don't think it's any accident that people find their way to these really beneficial companies like cosmetic companies. And me being a hairdresser for over nearly 50 years now, no, the cosmetic industry is the least regulated industry out there. The types of chemicals they put on the shelves by humongous big companies that are all doing billions of dollars of business, we should question, what are you doing for the environment? What are you doing for humanity? Because many of them do not. They might say vegan, they may say cruelty-free. I think that's because it's the law, not because they choose to. I digress. That's very political. Let's move on. So, focus on practical skills. Build something lasting that benefits humanity. Now, another element of 22 is balance and duality. It's an amplification of the number 2, emphasizing harmony, diplomacy, and the balance of masculine and feminine energies together. 22 is a sign that your thoughts and desires are quickly manifesting and serving as a reminder that we have to maintain that positive mindset. We have to act in the present, like this stuff's already happening. Your inner beliefs are directly shaping the physical world around you. If you've noticed, I've talked about it. You go about your daily business, doing your shopping on the road, in and out of meetings. There is this heaviness of anger, upset, frustration. People do not look like they're having fun. They look like they're more connected to their devices than they are the eyes and the lives of the people they bump into. That is a direct result of what they're thinking, what they're projecting, and what they're putting out there. That is not necessarily, it affects us because we notice it, but it doesn't have to be how we are doing what we're doing. 22 is a sign that all of our thoughts and all of our desires are quickly manifested. We've got to keep that positive mindset. We've got to dig into practical idealism, combining intuitive dreams of the number 11 with the grounded, hardworking nature of the number 4, which is 2 plus 2 equals 4, allowing for these practical genius events to occur. The 22 also relates to relationships, particularly twin flames. It indicates that a significant soul connection or twin flame is coming, it's nearby. Not necessarily romantic, it just could be that brethren person that you go with, that you meet with, that you connect with. It encourages to find balance in partnerships, giving and receiving in equal measure. 22 is also linked to our career success. So on a professional level, this alignment is with your life's purpose, suggesting you've got leadership skills, the way to manage big projects in your life, even up to and including international enterprises. We must start to think spiritually global, all over the world, because we're all being connected by technology, by social media, by everything out there. We are connected by satellites in space that connects us all up. Spiritual growth is also a big, huge alarm clock when the number 22 shows up. Explore your deeper wisdom. Trust your intuition. navigate these life changes. Like Melchizedek said last week, dig into your spiritual text, read spiritual history, study something that might light you up. So, what do you do when you see a 22, which we're seeing today, which we've got today? Define your goals, define them, fine-tune them, be clear about what you want to achieve. Trust everything about your intuition. Do your best to avoid second-guessing. Rely on that inner wisdom. And rely on this to make important decisions. Sometimes you have to put a privacy fence up around your goals and your dreams and your wishes. In other words, refrain from sharing it with everybody, because I don't want to be rude and upsetting, but most other people don't care. They've got their own dreams and wishes to manifest. They're not worried about yours. In fact, if your dreams, your wishes that you want to manifest is greater than theirs, bigger than theirs, more than what they might likely poo-poo what you've got going on. Well, who needs that? Move past the dreaming phase and start building the foundation of your intentional plans. What do you intend to do? This is using tact, cooperation, trying to resolve any existing conflicts in your personal and professional life. Why do I go on and on and on about that? Well, because we're in this kind of vortex. We're in this slow moving shift into this new realm, this new way of being. Now, let's move on to the moon, because it's in Aries. And the moon energy is bringing up a little bit of danger about overdoing things. In other words, get meditative, get quiet, get peaceful, use this downtime, because you could be tempted to take something too far. You might be under the guise of doing away too much, thinking, well, I got to do something. I can't stay still. I got to move. Well, maybe you may even want to be eating and drinking things you shouldn't be. I've made a conscious effort through this holiday period to be careful, mindful of what I am putting into my physical body. It's lovely to be tempted by the cookies and the cakes and the rich foods. And I've just decided this is not something that's in my regular diet. And while I appreciate it, I like it, it's good, and it's nice to have a little treat, I'm just not going to dig into that whole box of candy. Whatever you're doing today, try not to be doing it in excess. I hope that makes sense. Not, have fun, enjoy, celebrate, manifest, do the things that makes your heart sing, but try not to overdo it. Try not to be over the top with it. Now, here are my isms. I am magnificent, and I magnificently manifest my future right now. This is doubly important. This comes from our friend of the channel, Joanna Fantasies. I am intentional and clear. I am manifesting my desires with ease and joy. Now, incidentally, these come from a pile of isms that I rotate. So some I filter. These I didn't. I took them from the top of this big pile of note cards and just kept going. And these are the three that popped up. Our friend of the channel, Mary Sue, she sent us this a while back. I am grateful and abundantly blessed. That's all we have to be. Grateful for the opportunity to be doing this. Grateful for the abundant blessings. Message from Archangel Jeremiah. Call upon me, mercy of God, for forgiveness, so you can move forward and make choices uninhibited by the past. I release the past with gratitude and forgiveness. I joyfully create the future of my dreams. That in itself, I joyfully create the future of my dreams. And if you don't have any clear-cut, specific goal and dream that you want to achieve, ask your angels and your guides for help. Now, these two, pretty important, and I'm going to hazard a bet that the fairies are going to be lining up with them. Star beings. also known as extraterrestrial beings. Their activation is, thank you, star beings, for guiding my vision into reality. Do you get the correlation? We've got all kinds of realms all saying, what are you waiting for? Come on. Your manifestation train's about to leave the platform. Are you on it? Or are you going to sit here in the waiting room wondering what's next? Written in the stars. There is a great mystery unfolding at this time, and all the synchronicities and signs you are experiencing right now, they're not coincidences. They are spirit-led experiences that let you know that you are on the right path. Trust in this. Where you are is where you need to be. Stay grounded, stay committed to your visions, because star beings are guiding your dreams into reality. It's easy to dump into material dreams. I want a new washing machine. I want a new car. I want to do this. I want to do that. There are consequences, most definitely. However, material things are just one small package of manifesting the bigger picture. So, what does world peace look like for you? How does it look like when everybody's coming together in a period of love? Everybody's coming to a period of sanctuary. People are learning to embrace who they are, what they are for their individuality, and accepting that individuality as part of, okay, well, it's a little different, but I kind of like it. Something that's dislike, something that's an aversion, is either because it's harmful and could potentially be dangerous to yourself or somebody else. But there's also a big, huge question mark over your head about fear. There's a fear about it. You fear the consequences of it. Or it's something that speaks to your soul in a way that says, I'd like to pursue that, but I'm not sure I should. Or somebody else might think I'm this way, that way, or the other way if I do it. All of these things are linked to aversion. The Lemurians, clairvoyant activation, psychic awareness, sensitivity, trust your intentions, or trust your intuition. This is all about intuition. This is all about non-physical movement. We have to start with the non-physical. A practical example of that, somebody has a vision for a dream home, but they're going to need an architect to do the rendering, or an artist. Then they need an architect to do the drawings. That architect needs an engineer to put the bits and pieces together. That engineer now needs to go to a builder, a contractor, to follow the blueprints. Then we have to go to a developer to develop the land and make sure it's sound, that this house can be built on. You get it? It is this whole process. Or you don't really want to build a house, but you do need a home. You do need a new dwelling. So you go up to spirit, you follow cartomancy, not cartomancy, what is it called? Oh gosh, I can't think of the word now. Where you do a reading. Where in the world am I supposed to be? Where am I meant to land? That kind of thing. Right, fairies near and far, reveal yourself and show us who you are. We ask for blessings, we ask for joy, we ask for a card to send us up into this week. Gertrude, Beatrice, oh, they are just listening intently. Go outside. I'm laughing because where I am, darling, it's a bit chilly, but that's all right. I can put a coat on. All right. It's time to go outside. Tune into your powerful piece of nature. Wherever you are, feel at one with your habitat. I'm going to take this a bit further. Find a peaceful place, whether that's in your garden of your mind. Just imagine you closing your eyes. I've done a lot of this with creative visualization in meditation. Thinking of a meadow, a field, that's outside. You could also see a beach, a cave, a cove. That's also outside. Find yourself a little retreat. So if you're taking yourself on a meadow, imagine that you've gone through a gate. And in my mind, I'm looking at a humongous big 5-bar gate that they have in England to keep cows in. And walking across the field, in my mind, I'm seeing grass being a little bit longer than it should be. So my feet are wafting against the blades of the grass, making a woof, woof, woof noise as I walk. You get the picture. And then down in the corner, right in the corner of some hedgerows, there's a little opening and there's a light coming from it. And in that opening, through that light, that energy is drawing me down there. And so I keep walking across the field, woof, 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 through the grass, making a pathway as I go. It's like watching one of those Jane Austen adaptations of her books. You get to the corner of this little hedgerow area where the light's coming from. It's going into the woods. And now you start going through the path into the woods. And I'll let you continue. You can go outside in your mind whenever you want to. And you can start to visualize and pick up and listen to that intuition. Your fairies, your gnomes, your angels, your little ones come. Same with the beach. You can walk along the beach. You can feel your feet, footprints in the sand, sinking down, somewhat wet, somewhat soggy. Then you find a little cove, a little cave, a little part of the dune that you go into. And in there, you can meander underneath the earth, down, under the cliffs. Or cliffs, I should say. Who's there? What are they trying to tell you? What are you hearing? What are you listening to? That kind of thing. All right, my friends, that's it from me for today. I'm not sure I'm going to be back with navigation for the week ahead. I think I just want to chill, if that's okay with you. There are some things coming up this week. I might do a quick overview just to let you know, the numbers. You can follow me, the Divine Daily Blast, but where the moon is, what the moon means each day. I think what I got when I was putting that together yesterday was there's very little happening this week, being the 28th of December through the 2nd of January. And it is most definitely a week to chill. So stay tuned to the Divine Daily Blast as we inch into 2026. And until tomorrow, I love you. Bye for now.